Yo, it's Cass and Chris. We got you in the mix. Yeah. We say goodbye to the gloominess and the rain. Bright-eyed pupils when we peep the waves. Until we get sipping our local IPA. Welcome to the city built for leisure and play.
Cause we live in. There we go. Welcome back, my friends. Another edition of Livin in San Diego, the podcast. Still working on swag. What was the swag we ended up with last time? We had some koozies for our March Madness tournament. We do have some shirts. Did I get you a shirt?
Yeah,
I think we had like those brown shirts, like Padre colors. I think that was the extent of it.
I think you're right.
Yeah, North County now doesn't have the same ring. Like living in San Diego, it's kind of all of San Diego. North County now is very specific. And every time you Googled it, it'd be North Country now, which is a totally different podcast. So, but we're back. Living in San Diego. I think this is episode 232, somewhere in that zone. But we talk things all about San Diego, what's going on. Last week was new to San Diego. We're going to hit a few things that we missed on there just real quick, briefly here at the beginning. And it was all about new happenings, new breweries, all that kind of stuff going on in San Diego. So welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris Erickson. We got Mr. Cassidy Lewis on the ones and twos. And I'm trying to figure out what his attire is today. Is that a Clink Room hat?
No, this one's actually a real one.
Is it? Is it a hop or something?
It is a hop, yeah.
Okay.
Tyson wears it to softball a lot, our buddy.
Okay.
And I found it. We were in San Luis Obispo in some really cool sports store, like sports memorabilia, and this hat was 50% off. And I'm like, yes, have to get it. So
what is it?
The Hops are a minor league team somewhere.
The Hops? That's their name,
Yeah.
the Hops?
Yeah, I think they might be in...
in Chico?
No, I think they're maybe in Oregon.
Okay. Yeah, I guess a lot of hops come from Oregon.
Yeah, Googling it real quick.
The only other spot that I've seen hops is, at Sierra Nevada on a road trip going through there. They have hops growing on the ground. I don't know if they use too many of them because I think you need a lot of hops for beer. But
Where's Hillsboro?
There's one in Kansas. There's one in, I think there's one in, isn't there one in, not San Diego, in California?
Maybe.
I think that's where my brother lived in Kansas, was Hillsboro. Shout out to Tabor College.
Oh, there is one in Oregon, so I'm guessing that's where they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hops. The old hops. And then we have is that a Brewery X / Maui shirt?
Yes.
Maui Brewing?
Yeah.
Is it really? A combo?
Yeah.
A collab?
Yeah.
I didn't know they make collab shirts. That's nice.
I didn't either. They have another one that they just put out that's 2 Maui Brewing cans with like pineapple, like the top of a pineapple coming out of the top of the cans.
Gotta watch out where you wear those.
Yeah.
Is it Maui and Brewery X? The LA? Aren't they out of LA? Not Maui, but.
It's just Maui and I Am Project X.
Oh, I Am Project X.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not Brewery X.
Brewery X. Okay. So I Am Project X. That's like the other shirts that you were rocking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's some of the stuff that they have? I know I've seen a few of them.
They do a lot of like CrossFit. That's how I got started when I was still doing CrossFit. I was getting a lot of their shirts, but Disney, sports, and kind of just mesh everything together. So works for me. And this is the first time they've meshed a beer company with it.
Have they done a beer collab too? Like that goes with it?
Not that I know of, especially because I think the beer on here is just a picture of what's that bikini blonde or whatever it is.
Their main, one of their mains. Yeah.
So
what is your favorite Maui, by the way? Maui brew?
probably Big Swell.
IPA?
Yeah.
What's their double called?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I could picture it. I could taste it. I could taste it on my lips. I really like their coconut porter. It was really good.
Yeah.
I remember having that a few times at the local cabana in where were we? I don't know, somewhere in Hawaii. I forget what trip it was. But yeah, good spot. Like I said, I think we mentioned last time, but I still haven't seen too much different stuff since they bought out Modern Times. You figure they'd have a little more distribution or something out here, but nonetheless, they don't.
They don't know.
They don't. But if you guys are thinking about, if you want to hit us up, hello at Livin in San Diego, LIVIN. And I'm going to throw it out there. It's not a real estate podcast. So a lot of our buddies, they're like, oh, you guys have that podcast? We're like, yep, still going. They're like, oh, what do you guys do? Like real estate? Everybody thinks it's a real estate podcast. It's not. It's sponsored by our Livin in San Diego real estate crew, which is us. But it's not a real estate podcast. Last rendition, we did a little bit of real estate minute, but not this time.
No. The double IPA is called Double Overhead.
Okay. That makes sense. What are some? Do you have their whole beer list up? Give them a
I got
shout
a
out.
bunch. Yeah. I mean, the main four, the core four, Big Swell, like I mentioned, Bikini Blonde, the Coconut Hiwa is the coconut porter that you mentioned. And then the Hawaii Life Light Lager is the other one that's in their main 4-pack. So those are the kind of the core four from Maui.
Yeah. Real quick, other brewery shout out. Met another local agent over at his office over in Carlsbad, and we went to Bergen, had a beer, chatted business and whatnot. But
A beer?
yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
2 beers.
Okay,
but
2 beers.
it was I don't know. I think it was last Wednesday. But anyways, went over there and had one of their new IPAs. Forget what it was. Really good. But then I saw on the list they had basically a Buena Vesa. They had their Invita?
Yep.
Invita with salt and lime. Got one of those. Really good. Really good. I highly recommended. I don't know. I don't think they have it in cans or anything. I think they just have it there. But yeah, solid.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I know we mentioned Buena Vesas in the past, so this is a local Buena Vesa. But how was the weekend? I know part of what we're getting into today, this episode, we're going to get into the growth of youth, I guess all sports, but focus on soccer here in San Diego and kind of how it was when we were growing up and how it is now. It just seems like a different world. We were just both at the Express Cup. Is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
Is that what it's branded?
That's what they call it. Yeah. Same place, different cups every time.
Yeah, the Express Cup over in Oceanside. So we'll get into all that. If you guys haven't been over there, it's over by Front Wave Arena. Give that whole rundown about the experience, but also some of the history of, we grew up playing soccer and it was just a different beast back then. So I'm just interested because Cassie's been in the game for a few more years. His kids or his oldest is a little older. So you guys have had a few more runs in the biz. This was our first go at it as far as competitive goes. And yeah, we're just going to dive in a little bit, see what's the point? What are we striving for? Is it more competitive? Are we pushing the kids? All that kind of fun stuff. So we're going to dive in. But so without covering too much of that, how was the weekend?
Well, that took over the weekend. But
Friday through, you guys had a Friday game too?
Yeah. So it's Friday through Sunday. We had soccer. We'll get deeper into that. But Friday afternoon, we also picked up a puppy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Our weekend was...
It's official. I remember we teased it last time.
Yep. Officially, we added Kona to our family. So she's a little Chihuahua and I think Shepherd mix. Who knows?
Interesting mix.
Yeah.
Very interesting mix there.
It was interesting, though. I posted a picture the other day and got a message from Kat, one of our title company folks, and she said German Shepherd puppy, and I'm like, oh god, maybe it is. So we'll see how big she gets. But spent all weekend trying to tire her out enough for her to chill, so we could chill a little. And she's bitey. I feel like I've got cuts all over my hands, but that's a puppy. That's what you get into. So
just had to bring some chaos into your life, huh?
100%. Things were getting a little too easy. But the first ones are tough, but she's going to be great for the boys. And Braden's having a blast, which I assumed he would. And she's my little shadow so far. So she will not leave my feet.
Well, you're the dad, man.
That's
You're the man of the house. So
That's right.
She's got to follow you around. Make sure you take care of her. Boy or girl? It's a girl.
Girl. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that was pretty much the rest of our weekend was that. And then Mother's Day I cooked at home just because it made it easier after a long weekend.
Yep.
So made one of Chelsea's favorite meals. So it was great.
Big ziti.
No.
Lasagna.
No.
Carnitas.
No.
Let's see here. What was it? I don't think I'm gonna get it.
It was filet mignon with roasted garlic mashed potatoes, Caesar salad.
Okay, that's like a nice steakhouse dinner. That's like something you would order at like I was not Roadhouse. That's where my folks just went.
Bob's.
I don't know if that's like Bob's or something. There you go. Is that what she orders at Bob's?
Yeah, this say filet would be her go-to there too.
Right on.
Yeah, it was great. It was delicious.
Back to the dog. Where's the dog during the podcast? What do you do with this dog? Do you just leave? Can you leave dogs just wherever? Can you be like, you're on your own, dude?
No. If we left her wherever, our cabinets would be chewed.
Yeah.
She tries to chew the cabinets. Our like the edge piece of the stairs would be chewed because she tried to chew that this morning. Our rug would be in pieces. She tries to chew that every minute. Our house would be in shambles. So no, we started this time around really focus on crate training from the get-go. So she is in a crate. It's like a little mini mansion for her while we're gone. So we're only gone for 2 to 3 hour stints at the moment. And then, but yeah, she cries for about like maybe 2 minutes when we leave, and then it's fine. And same thing at night. So when we're sleeping, she's in the crate.
Yeah.
Same thing, whines for a couple minutes and then goes to sleep. And slept through the night. Like slept till 5:30 on Saturday morning, 6:30 yesterday, and about 6:30 or 7 or 6:30 today too.
You don't have to take her for walks yet, or do you?
No, we can't yet because she's still waiting. We're still waiting on that last round of shots. But
She's housebound.
She's house or backyard bound. So this morning and yesterday morning, I just walk around the pool like 10 times, and she'll follow me around the pool, and she'll stop after like 3 laps because she's getting tired, and then she'll wait for me to catch up, and then she'll walk again around the pool. So we're practicing walking so we can actually go do it outside as soon as she's ready.
So you got to watch out for that parvo. Is that what it is?
You got to watch out for that parvo. So
what's the time say up there? I'm just timing this. How much time are we in?
11 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. And I had another question. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So when my dad, when we were younger, I don't know how old, shoot, I don't know, 10? We were in our San Marcos house, maybe a little older. But he came home one day with a little shoe box, or I pictured it as a shoe box. I think it was like a bigger box, but it was a baby German Shepherd in there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That was our dog for a long time. Harley, what's up? And but when he was a baby, you know how big German Shepherds get.
Yeah.
He was pretty tiny.
Yeah,
adorable. Was my little buddy. Yeah, it was fun. He was gnarly though. He was very protective dog.
Mm-hmm.
He was very large.
Yeah.
And they look mean, but he was nice. I mean, to us. Yeah, I like that dude. But they hopefully it doesn't get too big. Hopefully it's not a real German Shepherd.
Well, we know it's not a real German Shepherd because they came from a Chihuahua. So
okay.
Yeah, I think there were 9 puppies. 7 of them survived. I think 1 was too big. So there we go. There's I remember in would have been anthropology that there's like 2 of dogs. There's a couple breeds that cannot physically have babies, and I think it's Chihuahua Great Dane is one of them. So makes sense. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how that would happen in the first place,
but I mean, German Shepherd's not that much smaller than a Great Dane. I mean,
no.
So and who knows? They say Shepherd. I mean, there's lots of different Shepherd breeds.
Yeah,
too,
I guess there's a lot. Yeah.
But she looks close enough to a German Shepherd to get called out on Instagram. So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Big feet, big paws.
No.
All right.
Small.
Then you should
pretty
be good.
proportional.
I don't know what that means, but everybody's like, when you have a puppy, they're like, ooh, big paws. It's going to be a big dog. And you're like, you have no idea. You're just saying that.
Know what you're talking about.
Yeah. For Mother's Day over here, it was kind of along the same lines because we couldn't plan anything because we had an 8:30. No, we had a 8 o'clock game. Wait, we were there at, I think we started at 7:50 actually. He started 10 minutes early. But anyways, and if we won, we were going on to like a 11 or noon game or something like that. So there was no planning. So it was just like, okay, lost that game. Now we have all day.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do? So my gift was I cleaned this entire house, which was nice. She's like, I just want a clean house. I was like, I gotcha. And then I think we did In and Out that day. I think it was an In and Out type of day. Yeah.
Nice.
So solid Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Julie. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Belated. You guys will hear this a few days later, but
yep. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and Chelsea as well.
All right. A few new things before we get into the state of San Diego soccer. And I was just researching it because I had this idea, like I said, you've been in it for a while, and I just Googled whatever, pretty much what I just said, San Diego youth soccer history or whatever. And one of the first things that popped up was from San Diego Magazine, and it's how a San Diego youth soccer club became a global force. And this was published. What's the date today?
The 13th.
It was published on the 9th. So I was like, oh, look at that.
Good timing.
Yeah, great timing. We'll get into what club that was and what they have to say. But one thing we didn't mention at the airports, just as a public service announcement, you guys got to get your real IDs. Did you get your real ID?
No.
You got to do it. Apparently, they're not going to let you fly anymore, bud.
Unless you have a passport.
Yeah, but who's bringing their passports?
My passport's good for a little while.
Okay. It says real ID is required. And then you have to go to the DMV, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, to fly, I think it came in to... they gave everybody a little bit of lead time. I think it was multiple years that we had.
Well, it's supposed to be COVID. I think it was supposed to be 2020 was when it was supposed to go into effect.
Yeah. I took care of it right shortly thereafter per my wife's instructions. Got it done. So it was nice. Now I'm done. But the other big thing, one other thing that just recently opened. Have you heard of the new Chula Vista Resort?
Oh, yeah. Can't remember what.
It's called the Gaylord Pacific.
Oh, that's
$1.3 billion. Opening soon. The largest built hotel on the West Coast.
Wow.
That's insane.
It is pretty crazy.
In Chula Vista on the waterfront. I don't know. Chula Vista has 3 different parts. It's got like now this part, and then it's got like that downtown area, and then it's got like the new master plan communities out to the east, right?
Yeah.
But on May 15th, so I guess in a few days, Chula Vista's new mega resort, the $1.3 billion Gaylord Pacific Resort and Convention Center, is set to open its doors 13 years after the Chula Vista Bayfront Master Plan, a decades-long joint planning effort by the Port of San Diego, the City of Chula Vista, and Pacifica Companies, was approved by the California Coastal Commission. So you can see it takes a little bit of time to get things built here in San Diego. So what does a $1 billion price tag get you? Nearly 500,000 square feet of indoor and outdoor space, 1,600 rooms, 89 suites, 12 different food and beverage concepts, a 7,500 square foot fitness center, full service salon and spa, a 4.25 acre water park with slides, a lazy river, a wave pool, and a giant water playground, and of course, plenty of bragging rights. I've seen pictures of the like water park. I'm wondering if like you could kind of like how the Omni, you could rent it out up there, day passes.
Yeah.
Cause I think that'd be kind of fun just to get down there. Like they were going through the article too about, one of the big reasons that they built it is for conventions and that kind of thing. So it's like booked out multiple years into the future. We'll see if recession / people cancel. They did mention a little bit of that, but like that would be the bulk of what's going to go on down there. But the water park look pretty. I mean, it'd be fun just to go cruise down there for a day. One thing that I don't know how they already had reviews before it was open. I'm sure they had soft openings, that kind of thing.
Yeah, travel agents.
And a lot of the reviews, the negative reviews, were definitely from locals of Chula Vista, just upset by it because it had, I think, of the 3.7 stars or 2.7, something very low rating.
Yeah.
And they kept mentioning the smell from the sewage from the Tijuana River kind of coming out there, which I'm sure you can actually at certain times smell down there, right? Like that's kind of like the zone right north of IB where you get some of that. But
I was thinking it'd be kind of fun for a staycation, but I just looked up the rates.
Yeah, what were the rates? I did look it up the other day too. It's definitely not cheap.
I mean, just the one that just popped up for like today or tonight is $503 a night for just a basic. I think that's the cheapest room on here. So Omni's cheaper than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
So resort pass might be the option.
A cool
so
$500
it's a Marriott company,
staycation.
FYI.
All these new all the new like Alila Maria, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's right on the beach. It's. Do you hear they went kid free? Now they don't have. It's not a. You can't bring kids there.
What?
Yeah, it's a kid free hotel.
How does that work?
So Julie's cousins are coming into town. I don't know, sometime this summer, but
They're hiding their kids.
they're not coming with their kids. So she's like, "Oh yeah, go stay over here. You won't have to worry about kids or anything like that." So I think they're going over there. They're going to stay a few days. Maybe I'll go there, have a cocktail or something at the bar. It looks pretty cool. Still need to hit that up, but that thing's like more than that. $600 a night, $700 a night, something like that. So
yeah, when I looked at it, it was like $750.
any of these places, I don't know. It's crazy. But the range of restaurants will be led by executive chef Jacob Esco, who's worked in Michelin star restaurants, including the Square in London. I don't know the name of that one in Stockholm. Among some of the standouts is the Old Hickory Steakhouse, featuring premium steaks. Talk about steaks. Bring Chelsea there. There you go.
Yep.
And an in-house dry aging program, Growler's Sports Bar and Tap Room, which look pretty cool. The facade, they have a ton of 75-foot screen, sports team themed, keg wall, cask and crown, a speakeasy style bar with prohibition area design. I love myself a good speakeasy. So even though there's real no speakeasies like we mentioned, but the huge convention center, ballroom, exhibit, blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. So anyways, this is Chula Vista's decade, said the mayor. We have billions of dollars invested in Chula Vista Bayfront over the next several years. Because if you look at their plan, it's like this huge stretch of Bayfront right there. This is the first step. And then they have new parks and new hotels. And so, I mean, you could see this place
popping off.
Yeah. I mean, they already have this, which is like the staple of it, right? It's just a matter of how long. Yeah, they have this hotel. They have a park right out front, park to the left. They have another hotel / cultural / retail. Then they have some mixed use commercial, another hotel. They have some residential, industrial, an RV park, industrial park, Sun Outdoor, San Diego Bay RV Resort. I think is that already here? That might already be here. But anyways.
Sounds more like it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like exactly. In total, the larger 535-acre Bayfront master plan includes Sweetwater Park, a Sweetwater bicycle path, the promenade, Sun Outdoors. This is Sun Outdoors, San Diego Bay RV Resort, Harbor Park, and the Pacifica development for residential hotel and commercial development. So they got a few more things coming down there. But hey, either way, check it out. If you guys need a little staycation, sounds pretty cool.
I just read too that the resort pass or resort option for the water park is still being negotiated. So stay tuned to see if there's going to be day passes and stuff.
I'm sure at some point they're going to open it up, right?
Yeah.
Let the patrons enjoy it for the first, whoever's coming there right away. And then after that.
Yeah. I think it'll happen.
Yeah. I think it's close enough to downtown in that kind of area where, you know, if you're traveling to San Diego, but you want kind of that vibe, you got kids, you want to go have like a full on, you know, most places are going to have a pool, but a full on like resort style thing. Mm-hmm. This would be a good go-to.
Agreed.
All right. Moving on. San Diego sports. Go. No. So when we were growing up, like I said, we had AYSO. Is that where you played? Do you play AYSO?
I don't even know what the league was called that I played. And because I played in Encinitas, so I remember playing at Flora
you guys
Vista,
probably had
Parkdale Lane.
some private stuff or something going on here, you rich kids.
It was just a little organization. It was the same thing. Like when we were chatting before we came on, it was, I mean, I think all of my team were the Scorpions for whatever reason.
Yep.
Like it was, you know, sponsors on our back and all that same stuff. Going back as far as I can remember.
Yeah, that's how it was. I mean, it was very few club teams. Like you said, it was what? Surf?
And Express.
And Express.
That I remember as a kid.
And I'm sure there was probably a few others, but
yeah,
I'm guarantee you they weren't having tournaments at the Oceanside Sports Cars, SoCal Sports Complex, or every weekend, or it's just going through. Okay, first off, well, let's go back to square one. So we were just out at Express Surf Cup, and this is Lincoln's first year in competitive.
Yep.
Now they do still have rec, right?
Yeah.
In some capacity.
So Braden played rec, AYSO.
Yeah.
In the fall, and that's how, like our United where Cam plays is AYSO United. So they're somewhat connected to the rec league.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely still rec throughout.
Yeah. And that was the majority of it. Like I just remember I can see a picture. I think they were the Pythons, maybe. I think it was my brother Corey's team. My mom was like one of the coaches or managers, you know, and you got the banner with like the homemade banner basically with the team name and, you know, whatever else on the numbers on there. And that was the extent of our soccer career. And it was just like, you go play soccer, you have fun, maybe practice once a week. Yeah, orange slices at halftime. I didn't see one orange slice at all during this halftime.
Or snacks.
No snacks. No, yeah. What's going on? It's getting worse for these kids, man. No snacks, no orange. Yeah, orange slices were huge. Now that you say that, like nobody has that. I think maybe the rec league does
They
still.
still do, yeah.
Yeah. These guys, the rec leaguers. But dude, things have definitely changed. So even like I said, okay, starting with picking a club, like how much pressure is that?
It's crazy. Well, they also, at least in North County, at least in Encinitas, San Marcos, Carlsbad, they all schedule their tryouts for the exact same days.
Yep.
So they make it almost impossible to try out for more than one club, or you're missing one day because tryouts are usually 2 days for each club.
But a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. A lot of people skip one. A lot of people will get into a club and like start practicing with the team before the decisions are even made. There's a lot of drama and stealing players, and
Yep.
it's a wild world. I mean, it's, they want to win, and especially when you're paying coaches, the coaches need to produce.
Yeah.
So that's part of it too.
I mean, how much are we paying coaches? It can't be much.
I mean, but they're still paid.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess rec club is not paid, right?
Right. Rec is just volunteer. It's a dad.
Yeah.
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 But this is not a dad.
Yeah. The challenge of,
Or a mom, sorry.
or mom.
Chelsea's coached before.
Yeah,
Julie has
I think
too,
Julie coached
Yeah.
the very first league that Lincoln played in, and then she retired. So I'm done. But yeah, like you mentioned, okay, you have tryouts. Let's go City SC. All right, we're going to try out there. It's a big mess out there.
It's raining.
It's raining. It's freezing. That was a different year this year. But, okay. And then we also went to Cardiff because they did have a separate day.
Uh-huh.
So do there. And then I think more pressure was on mom because you get the call, hey, you made this team. Hey, you also made this team. And it's like this big discussion of, well, what one should we do? Well, what one? And I'm trying to think, like, first off, what's the whole goal here? What are we trying to do here?
To play soccer, I think.
Yeah, I know, but like, are we trying to get into college? Are we trying to get into, Major League Soccer? I think long term, as soccer has grown, football, that's a funny thing too. I read this article. It's obviously called Football in the rest of the world, but they're trying to grow a presence of, surf. I'll read the article. I'll read parts of the article here in a sec, but they're trying to grow European presence, and they expanded to Africa and somewhere else, and this and that. And they're a huge organization now. So the money behind all this it's got to be massive, right?
Yeah.
Like full on organizations of these, where you have some that are like little local brands, but even those local, like Cardiff has ties to the Soccers and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so you have all that, but the whole long-term thing is like, I mean, there's just so much, like I've seen Julie just be like overwhelmed with trying to figure out decisions.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to the kids of like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have had to do it too, of like, okay, which league are we joining? Where are we doing? What's, everybody's going different ways. What's going to be better for you? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so when Cam got into it, like two of his best friends, they all did All-Stars together, rec All-Stars. And from there, it was like, what's the next move? And they all tried out for United. They all made it, started a whole brand new team with a lot of the kids from his school. So for us, the first time around, we just kind of went in the same direction as friends. We didn't try out anywhere. We didn't even think about club soccer until after All-Stars, where he kind of showed an interest in it, because soccer was always kind of his B sport. It will always be his B sport, but
per your recommendation, or
no, it's just his. Like he lives and breathes baseball. Like if he's at home, he's upstairs pitching. If he's downstairs, he's looking at his iPad at his fantasy team or looking at the scores from the day, or like baseball his love.
As Trent Holbrook used to say, I went to high school with him. Baseball is Vita.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I think Daniel would say the opposite, right? Daniel, what's his name from Ted Lasso? He says football is life.
Oh yeah.
But so anyway, we were excited that he was excited about trying it out. First year was great. Families were great. I think that's kind of the key, at least we've seen. And that's kind of what went into our decision this year, is he tried out at United. And that was going to be kind of his number one choice anyway. Tried it out City SC just to kind of try it out, see what it was like. And came down for us and him. Like, we kind of put it in his court and said, what do you want? And he wanted to stay with his friends. He wanted to stay at United's way smaller club. City SC is massive. I think there's 7 teams for his age group, where there's 3 in United. And just a year ago, there were only 2. So, like, it's growing. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to like what works better for your family. Like, that's the CSC is just big.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big organization. It's a big money maker.
And I think they're expanding elsewhere. I think we saw like Elsinore SC, like with the same logo, you know, like it's not just for Carlsbad, right? It's different throughout everywhere. I don't know everywhere, but I know they're expanding to other places besides just, you know, Carlsbad.
Right. And I think even like San Diego back in the day when surf was Del Mar, it was the only surf, at least that I know of. But then they did there's now like, I don't know if it's Lakeside or somewhere. There's some inland.
There's a lot of
surfs.
surf. Here,
Yeah,
I'll read it. So this is from the San Diego Magazine. Along the San Diego River, nestled in Del Mar's drying brush and quiet suburbia, sits acres of immaculate lawns. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. They might look like sod farms or the polo grounds they once were, but the fields comprise of Surf Sports Park, the seat of a soccer empire. Surf soccer began in 1977 as a club team for boys and girls aged 12 to 18, aimed to attract the best youth talent in San Diego's North County. 1977. I didn't know they went back that far. It has since fanned out as far as Massachusetts and Montana to encompass 55 affiliate clubs across the nation, kids age 6 to 19. In 2016, Surf Soccer moved into the expansive Surf Sports Park, which hosts obviously several prestigious club tournaments and player showcases each year across all its competitions. Surf Soccer serves over 200,000 youth participants annually. So they've grown a little bit.
Tiny bit, yeah.
A little bit. So Pioneer Sports and Entertainment is the parent company who controls Surf Soccer Network, which is all those. And their whole thing is recruiting. They're part of the, what was it called? EACNL, one of the highest levels of youth soccer in the U.S. They're recruited by top colleges and professional teams. It's called Elite Clubs National League. So Surf Soccer's top teams compete in that one. Surf Soccer features a lot of that talent. It's under 13, it's U15, U18, 19 girls teams are reigning ECNL champions in their respective divisions. And Surf Soccer's U17 team is the current champion on the boys' side. Yeah. So obviously they're putting people out there, joining clubs. One of the gals, I'll read her in a sec, but she's, I believe she's on the Wave now. Mm-hmm. I believe, and came up through surf since 6 years old. But now we have Surf, we have United, we have City, we have
Express,
Cardiff. We have what's Cardiff, Carl?
Cardiff is just called Cardiff.
Cardiff. We have Cardiff.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Cardiff FC.
No, it is Cardiff. Something else, I forget. And then what was the other one? Encinitas, yeah. Express. I think it's probably Express has a bunch as well. Mm-hmm. And so with all these, it's like, yeah, I mean the kids are kind of get to make the decisions, but I think the parents are a little bit more under pressure. Not me necessarily, but my significant other of trying to figure out what's going to be best. And then it's like, okay, but what? Just, you know. I'm sure the kids don't care. Like you said, if they're with their friends.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're on not a fun team.
You don't want to lose a lot.
Yeah. Like if you're losing a lot, I mean, obviously part of it's winning.
Yeah.
It's fun to win.
It is.
You don't want to be on a losing team. I've been on many of them.
Yeah.
I think my Diamondbacks team in Pinto Mustang wasn't that great. I don't know, one of those teams, but
I mean, we just went 2-8 on a season in softball.
Let's not talk about it, bro. That doesn't feel good. So what are you saying? We need to join a different league. We are. We're going out of Carlsbad. We're getting back to San Marcos.
That's right. Exactly.
D4. We're not made for the top tier, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you should put a poll. See if we play top tier. We should just retire next year.
That's right.
Yeah, 2-8. That season was not good.
Not good at all.
But yeah, it's like, okay, so we're going through it. You figure out what league you're in, and then like long term, what's the thought here of, like I said, for you, is it just playing, like why were they in competitive? It's just it's kind of seems like competitive is now, that's like the standard. Rec is more like one season. Yeah, you just want to try it out, maybe see, maybe not, because I think it just comes down to the talent level of everybody around you, right? Like,
yeah, I think that's right. I think it's, I don't know. I think long term it's to be able to play for as long as you can, right? Like you're not going to get good enough to play high school soccer playing rec, which is only a fall season, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's just getting that level. Although most coaches and stuff will tell you that high school soccer is not as high level as club at that age.
Do people still play club? I guess they did. They have U17, U18, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think if your plan is to play professional soccer, you're definitely going club all the way. Maybe you play high school also, but you're still on a club team.
Yeah.
So like my buddies in high school played, at least one of them played Express, but also played high school soccer.
Okay. Doubled up.
Yeah. I know Jamie did, our buddy. I don't know at what age he stopped because he switched to lacrosse, but he did it for a long time too.
Yeah. I think in high school, you want to play for your team, your high school team, right? That's part of the fun of high school.
Yeah.
But if you're obviously striving to go to that next level, but I was talking, or I think my wife was talking to Lincoln, just talking about like soccer and whatever. And he says, I think soccer is my passion. So
that's good.
It's fun. And just seeing him out there, how hard he works, I love all that, but it's also hard. I don't want to get too like emotionally into it of like, it's fun, but it's also not everything. Like I see some parents and not teachers, some parents out there, and it's just like, that's their identity. That's what they're there for. Even watching the games, you just, kind of how their
intensity level,
their intensity level. And you're like, especially during a tournament. Yeah. You feel defeated when we lost. You're like,
yeah,
it's like, not a fun feeling. Julie has to go. She gets too into it too, but she goes. She has a hill she was on the whole side. The outside hill. Yeah, she had to go walk to the hill. Except when our game was in one of the middle fields, so that was her little hill over there. But either way, it was fun. So back to the tournament. It was really fun. It was the first go around, but seeing they got a few wins in there, and it's like you do get emotionally involved, even though they're 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever the age is. It's like, you're cheering for your people, right?
Yeah,
and so,
for sure.
So it's good. It's just trying to, I don't know, not burn them out, I guess.
Yeah, and burnout's real. So Cam's doing, obviously, club soccer, which is year-round. It's like 11 and a half months of soccer.
Yeah.
But he's also doing All-Stars for the first time in a couple years. And that was his big concern. It was like, am I going to be playing sports 7 days a week for the next month and a half, 2 months? Yes, you are. But trying to figure out the that level to not burn him out. Like we stopped doing keeper training outside of the league. So he does have goalie training once a week, but we're not doing it on the outside also. And just trying to keep him sharp. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was going to bring up too. You brought up keeper training. So he does did additional, a few times a week, like actual training with a private coach kind of thing. My guys go to like futsal and smaller classes like footwork and all this kind of stuff. And I just think it's so wild. Like, it's fun. You got to keep them busy. Let them, it's that or come home and do nothing. Right. Yeah. Or I have to entertain them. It's like, I entertain them enough, but Um, yeah, like back to that bird. Like I think last week coming up to the tournament, we had something soccer scheduled for Monday through Sunday because we had the games through the weekend.
Yeah.
And actually Lincoln, he had like a, I don't know, like a, let's say not foresight, but he was like on Wednesday, he's like, you know what? I don't want to go to this, whatever, one of his soccer things. He just noticed he needed a little break. So actually like seeing that, I was like, oh dude, good work. Like, yeah, see your, you know, it wasn't a practice. It was just like an additional training with, you know, some local people here in Encinitas. And, but just having that foresight of like, I'm probably going to be tired and
Be soccered out.
So
Yep.
just seeing that was pretty cool. But the tournaments were fun. Even just being at the fields. I love, like, if their game was at halftime, I'd turn around and watch this game over here, you know, watch these guys. We had how many family, friends, people that we knew were out there. Just, I think everybody and their moms were out there.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
We at least see somebody we know every time we're out there.
Yeah. Especially coming in, you're like, well, I'm at the backfield, but you're going to hit field A, B, C.
those
You're going to see like 10
fields.
people over there.
Yeah. Those 9v9 fields are back there.
Yeah.
And you got a sports complex that has 24 fields. It's a hike.
Yeah, it is.
We were at the back on Sunday too.
Okay. Yeah, we were at the furthest smaller field,
Yep.
but I think those ones are further that you went at.
We went to the furthest 11v11 field, which is like the last one on the south side. So a little bit
Those fields are big.
they're big. Yeah. And the goals are smaller than they're supposed to be at that age.
So not full size.
Yeah. So it was a welcome
Big
scene.
Big field, a little bit smaller goal.
Yeah, but
'Cause it
bigger
didn't
than
look
9v9.
Yeah,
but
it didn't look too small.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Cam as we were coming out one day.
Cam in the regular size goal that they'll play on looks like a Lego figure. Like he looks tiny in it.
Yeah.
So, and he's not that small. So
It's a big goal to cover,
it
man.
is big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a PK on Sunday. It's like, what are we doing this for? like you don't see the miss very often.
Yeah.
If it's on frame, it's a goal.
Yeah. See, ours were small enough. We had probably 2 or 3 PKs per game, either foul in the box or handball or something like that. And maybe 1 out of all those got made.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see at this. Yeah, at the next age.
Because it was, you know, I mean, our goalie couldn't cover the whole goal, but they would just try to aim it and boot it over the goal and, you know, just rip into it as opposed to just a little touch here.
Hard of the ground.
Yeah.
That's all it needs to be
they
is a
were
PK.
airballing it over. So.
Yeah.
But-
I think we scored. I think our team got at least 1 PK,
Yeah.
but gave up 1. But this is the thing as you go on in these tournaments that will drive you crazy. There are multiple games that I can remember back to where the referees were the thing that you remember, not the game at all,
Yeah.
but the refs. And literally that was right next to us on Friday. Or maybe it was Saturday. It was Saturday. Right next to us on Saturday, there was a game going on when we were watching the boys warm up. And this lady referee who we had at that same sportsplex last year was explaining something to a player, like trying to teach them something on the field. I'm like, I remember her and she drives me crazy. And she wasted so much time with like, this is why it was a foul. Like when you threw the ball in incorrectly and it's like, just they all know what they're doing. Like just call the penalty. Let's move on.
Not our people. Our guys did that too.
Yeah.
But it was actually welcoming.
Yeah. This is for like 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
It was like,
Our guys were like, you know, you give them explain why this was a foul. And he's like, you know, you can't push him, like, because Lincoln's pretty aggressive out there, and you know he'll throw a few elbows, and that's just how he plays. And so I don't want to take him away from that. I'm like, I don't know, dude, just keep playing until you'll learn what a foul is, right? You know, like you'll learn what you can do, what you can not do, that kind of thing. And so he got called a few times within the box, like PKs and that kind of thing, and. You get real down. He gets real down on himself, and it's like, well, dude, you gotta get back after it and keep playing. You know, your team needs you more. But the ref would let him know XYZ. Here's why we did this. Here's why he did this. He yelled at, you know, he would keep the fans in line too, because He's like, okay, you want me to call that foul? Like, you guys are at advantage, and like,
Yeah.
I'll call it next time if you want me to, and basically stop all the play. And even though they had, advantage going forward, so
Yeah.
kind of liked it. But you can't. I mean, I don't know how much they get paid. $8. Like you can't
I don't
really.
know about the line judges. Yeah, but that's yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, you guys have line judges and stuff
we
too.
have
We have one guy.
Yeah. That's when I
Or
guess
gal.
it's just frustrating, like when you have 3 people out there and they can't get it right. Like
Yeah,
they
but
went and talk to each
they're
other.
not like professionals. It's like, come on.
Well, they are. They get paid. They're
I
professional.
know,
That
but
makes you
it's like
They get paid to do something.
they're mailmen during the week, and then
That's
like,
right.
or whatever. I mean, they're not out there training for,
No.
because
I
even
guess we could hope.
yeah, you could just, that's all you could do. Like, it's frustrating, but it's like, I don't know, dude. It's like kind of in Little League too. You just go, I mean,
Is what
that
it
was
is.
obviously, and then I watched, MLB missing pitches, like,
There's
it's
a reason that
6 inches off the plate and they're calling a strike. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
Somebody the other day, I can't remember what team it was, but they started to throw the ball around the diamond when like was strike 3 and they started but he called it a ball. It's pretty wild. But it was like right down the, like, I don't know what that guy saw. It was right down the middle, like fastball down the middle, and he missed the call.
Yeah. See, well, even the pros can miss it, man.
See, but they're making more than $8 a game.
Yeah, they should definitely. I mean, they're going to be out of a job here pretty soon when they just do it for auto call. It's going to be pretty easy.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why they don't. I hope they don't do that, just because it just takes away so much of the human part of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
But there's
yeah,
some
they're going to
calls-
miss some calls. They're going to miss some calls the other way. They're going to, you do have a few replays now, that kind of thing. But it's like, I don't know, you got to keep them in there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's few and far between when games are like that. But like Sunday's game was like that, where that's all walking away. That's like all anybody was remembering. Like, not the goal that was scored by our team, not any of the positives, but the referees.
Is this the parents' fault then?
For thinking about it? No, the kids were doing the same thing. It was they were up 1-0, had a goal called off because the kid was offside, but he passed it to himself. So you can't be offside on a pass to yourself. And like
I'm trying to picture
put
it.
the
I don't
through
know
ball.
yeah.
He put the through ball up and then ran to the ball. So when he kicked the ball the first time and then scored, they called it an offside. So anyway, ridiculous. And then they called the PK in the next like 2 minutes. So it was a huge swing. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
We need to fire all these refs.
At least just those two.
Yeah. See, it's fun to get into it. And then, it's like, you got to give them some grace. And I know I'll probably get upset too. And
Yes,
at one point,
just wait.
the guy next to me, one of our teammates, was yelling something at the ref or whatever, not yelling at him, but just like, he was very talkative during the whole game. And luckily our crew is pretty mellow.
For now.
Yeah. There's not too much going on. I don't know. I'll walk away. I'll go to the other side if they are, because it's not worth it. But
our Friday, and then honestly, it's few and far between, like where it makes such a difference in the game. Like Friday and Saturday were fine. Like there was no issues. Like we've had tournaments where we get through and it's perfectly fine. It just felt lopsided on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of our kids got absolutely taken out and the ball was like 15 feet away. And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's also supposed to protect them. Like that's part of the reason they're out there, is to protect the kids. Mm-hmm. And if we're not doing that, that's a problem too.
Yeah. They were pretty good about talking to the crowd of like I said, the advantage thing. They're like, and then this guy next to me said something, but I think the ref was looking at me. And then our Lincoln's rec coach was right here. He's like, it was that guy. It wasn't us, dude. Don't look at us. I didn't say that.
Yeah, one of our dads definitely got to like stare over like from the center ref. Yeah. He's like looking to see who said something.
See, I keep my mouth quiet the whole time. But all in all, it was a good experience. It's fun. Watch the kids get out there, run around.
Actually, do it again in 2 weeks?
Being competitive, we will. Yes, we'll be back out there. I actually like the sports complex compared to like surf. We went to one tournament over there for our buddies just to go watch and play. I think they are part of surf. Yeah, I think they are. But just that parking lot's kind of a mess. It was, and it was after rain, so it was just all muddy, and it's just like,
Yeah.
not the best. But this one's pretty easy in and out, and that kind of thing.
We've never played in a tournament, but we visited. One of Cam's buddies played there, and I think I let them all out because the game had just started, and I think I circled for like 20 minutes finding a parking spot. It's like got there right before halftime. I'm like, oh, sweet. So
like,
yeah,
there we
that
go.
parking lot. Not that the Sportsplex parking lot's amazing, but at least there's plenty of it. And yes, you're gonna walk half mile to get to the front.
Yeah.
But not as bad.
Yeah, but that was cool too, how they have it. So they have like the store there. They have food over here. They have like a little market kind of store.
Yeah.
Not enough shade. They had the ice cream store, the Kona ice, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a cool setup.
Yeah.
I liked how they had all that there, which was nice. They don't have a beer stand, which would have been nice.
It's no alcohol.
I swear there was people. There was a cooler there, and I swear there was
Allegedly.
allegedly.
People, on Friday afternoon, allegedly a couple parents were having beverages.
Yeah, and allegedly they might have been having mimosas on Mother's Day. Who knows? But so, but I mean,
One of our Temecula, one of our dads during State Cup said that there used to be a bar at the State Cup spot. But it wasn't there. Like we both went on a hike looking for it together while we were waiting for a game.
like back in the day or recently?
No, he said like the year before.
Oh, okay.
He remembered like his other son played in the State Cup there, and he remembered it was like a container that was like turned into like a shipping container turned into a bar, but it wasn't there.
They
but
probably
State
said it
Cup,
wasn't a good idea.
Well, up in Norco, there's a full-on, at least beer and wine, like a building, like an actual restaurant where they serve alcohol.
I think Norco has some good teams.
Probably.
I think we were looking up one of the teams we were playing or about to play or something. They had a team up in Norco.
Because it's all you do.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Real quick at the end of this article. So perhaps no one represents the club. This is back to surf. The club's success better than Melanie Barcenas, a Claremont native, played for surf soccer for 10 years, starting at the age of 6. She won several showcases and cup competitions during her time in the club, and she always pushed to play against older girls and even the boys, which caught the attention of pro scouts. So in 2023, the San Diego Wave made her then 15 years old.
Yeah,
wow, that's good.
crazy.
That's wild, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest signee in history of the National Women's Soccer League. So she's a stud, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming out of surf, with the word going back to she was also excelled in the 2024 FIFA U17 World Cup, starting every match, scoring 3 times. So some studs coming out of there. But one of the directors, I guess, says if we can run an event in San Diego, why can't we run an event in Spain and Italy and Morocco? So he's obviously thinking of expansion. He helped export Surf's soccer signature Surf Cup competition to Europe and Africa in 2023. They also maintain partnerships with Manchester City, the dominant force in the English Premier League, and Club America, Mexico's most successful professional team to stage showcases in the U.S. So American soccer has long been the butt of the joke in world football. We use a different name for the sport. We also played in summer. And at least on the men's side, we're underachievers relative to our population size and economic growth, which makes sense. We got a lot of people that play soccer. But that's, I think, the long term. I think as this grows, you give this style, this competition, this competitive, everybody's into it. My boy plays it because his friends play it. He wants to do what they're doing and compete with them and, enjoys it, obviously. And like, we'll play soccer how Cam's playing baseball with the ball nonstop. He'll go back in the backyard and just kick against the fence and against the fence. And then Brewer will go back there and play goalie. And, it's just nonstop. And even after a full day. So I think just with enough time and enough of that, we will start seeing, first off, MLS probably improve a lot, right? In 20 years after all these kids go through and then the next generation goes through. Who knows if they'll, be as big as, the Premier League or anything like that. But I think long term, it's definitely going to improve American soccer. And I think it'll be fun. It'll just be a long term play just because how many kids are out. I mean, like you said,
yeah,
United, you guys have 3 year growing. City has at least 7 tiers plus what were the top tiers called? Like even
Academy,
beyond,
early academy.
yeah, academy, that kind
I
of
think
stuff.
it turns into MLS Next or something like that after that or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, MLS Next is part of Surf as well. So, dude, there's just so much going on. So I think long term it will be good. I mean, maybe a few of them might make San Diego FC at some point.
Be cool.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the girl that was 15 when she signed, it reminded me. I remember listening to an interview a long time ago with Landon Donovan, and he was 16 when he signed with the German club Bayer Leverkusen. But I remember thinking he got like pretty much stuck there. Like he signed a big contract and he was stuck. Finally got loaned to the San Jose Earthquake, but
that's funny. They get loaned. I never got that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like traded temporarily.
Yeah.
Like you could borrow this guy.
Yeah. He's coming back. But.
Yeah. I don't think he ever wanted to go back. I think he was done in Germany. But it is kind of funny.
Was he Surf or?
No, I don't even know his club. It was IMG Academy, which I don't know what that is. But it just reminded me of like that young to be. I think San Diego FC signed like a 17-year-old keeper. He's obviously not playing right now, but
yeah,
I'm not sure where he went or if he's the backup. I don't know.
The San Diego Padres have like a 18 or 19-year-old catcher, Ethan Salas, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for him to come up. Yeah, he's like the next. That's why we just have a few old dudes holding it back right now for at least this year, maybe next year. We'll see if he comes up to the following year. So I think earlier this maybe a few games ago we had 3 catchers in the lineup. One was our DH Campy for one game.
For one game, yeah.
Yeah, he came up. Shout out the Padres, 21-0 on Saturday. It's just like I turned it on. By the time I turned on the game, it was 5-0. And that was in the first inning or something crazy. And then every time it's just like, well, if you scroll through the bottom of MLB Network, you could see like if it was like a long inning or a short inning, and all the top of the innings were long. I was like, wonder what it is now. And it was like 18-0 and just kept going and going.
It's crazy.
So anyways, that was a wild game. I think
they gave the they got a win. The Rockies got a win the next day.
Yeah.
So they used all their runs up.
Yeah, they did.
Saturday.
You only have so many, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't put up 21 2 days in a row.
Yeah, but it's funny. Did you see that the Rockies fired Bud Black?
Yeah, that day before or that day,
or
the day after 21. Probably.
You would think that you would fire him the night of the 21-0. They waited till they beat the Padres 6-1 or whatever it was, and then or 6-3. I think
it was 8-3.
8-3. And then you fire him.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Thanks for the win, bud.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah.
He was there for 9 seasons though.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah. How long was he in San Diego? Wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't that long, but I guarantee he had more wins as a Padre manager than he did Rockies.
6 wins. They might have 7 wins after that win Sunday.
That was their 7th.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the state of competitive soccer here is an evolving story. I'm just interested into where it goes in the next 20 years because it's going to definitely change the face of American football.
Yeah.
American soccer.
Yeah. I think sports in general, I think is big business right now. So
yeah,
that's part of it.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. That's
like baseball,
what I forgot to bring up.
Yeah. Baseball, that's a big money maker.
Yeah.
Just all the different clubs, all that stuff.
Baseball back in the day too, but we didn't even get into that. There might've been one travel team and that was just like the studs, like the all-stars from everywhere around.
Yep.
That was it.
Agreed.
Now it's a little different. Now you got a lot of that too. Yeah, dude. Money too. Like you said, a lot of money these clubs are making, I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't looked at their financials, but they got to be doing all right.
Yeah, I think they're surviving.
So as long as the kids are having fun, I'm having fun.
That's right.
As long as the parents aren't yelling, I'm all right. And if they do, I'll go to the other side. So anyways, good times. Looking forward to another tournament here in 2 weeks. We got
2 weeks.
All right. We'll report back. Hopefully we get some good refs and some good wins.
Yes.
That's all we could hope for.
Yep.
All right. We'll catch you guys all next week. Adios.